Hello, friends. I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? Hope it's fantastic. Everything here is great. Feels weird to not have a place to lean. The bench is almost done. This will hopefully be the last week for it. I don't know. We're getting there. How was your weekend? Everything here was great. We've had a really nice weekend and just relaxed. Lots of relaxation, which is important. You guys have asked some questions lately that I've been not ignoring. I just haven't been. I go through spurts on this thing when I read comments and stuff. So comments will come up, and I will see a notification on my phone, and I'll be like, do I? Like for some reason I don't. So anyway. I'm just going to answer a question. I put them all into a thing, and we're just going to answer a question. So Jonathan asked, taken any rides on the bike lately? Is this something you and Em get to enjoy just to get away / out on the road? We got it out last week, Memorial Day. We took it out on Memorial Day, just the two of us. The kids are here. So I was supposed to have the kids all day that day, but their mom asked if she was having a cookout and said, "Are you guys doing anything?" And I said, "No, not really." And they went to her house for the cookout, and I wasn't sure when they were coming back. And I said to Em, like, "You want to go for a ride? Like, let's take the bike and go get some dinner." And she was like, "Sure." I didn't really have any plans for cooking. I don't. I've never been good at that. I probably should. I thought about this a lot last week, and maybe that's... So, to answer your question first, before I get into the rest, yes, the bike is something that Em and I like to do just to go do. We have no... Generally, when we get on the bike, we don't have a plan. We will do things like take it on date nights, go to dinner, or whatever. But sometimes we just you want to go for a ride for an hour, and we'll just get on the bike and ride around. There's not really a point to it other than to just spend some time together, enjoy the open road, and see some stuff. I told her last month, or maybe even in April. I told her at some point this year, I said I'd like to ride the bike a little more this year. I'd like to find some destinations to go and photograph. Can you help me with that? Is there anything that you want to see? Are there places you haven't been? When I grew up, we were poor, and so my parents took us to state parks. That was we would drive around the state and go to state parks. She hasn't seen a whole lot of them. They didn't do that. So maybe that's going to be a thing we do, is get on the motorcycle and ride a little this summer. But it's weird. I can only do it kind of every other week because of the kids. I'm not being like, oh my God. But it is something that we really enjoy doing together. And most of the time it's just, let's go ride for the heck of it. There's not really a point to it. When we rode, I texted the kids. I didn't text the kids. I got the bike out. We were going to ride it in May at some point, and the battery was dead. I guess the trickle charger that I have, if the power goes out and I don't reset it, it just doesn't do anything. And motorcycle batteries are notorious for dying if you don't keep them topped up. So the battery was dead. I went and bought a new battery, and then we haven't ridden it since. So Memorial Day was actually the first time this year. When we were leaving, I was going to text the kids and be like, "Hey, we're going to get some dinner. We'll be back later." They pulled in, and they were both deflated. "Oh, I want to ride the bike." You never ask. If you ask, we'll do it. Both of them love to ride, and they never ask. Em doesn't ask that often either. I pretty much have to be the one to initiate, and I miss it a lot. I mean, when I worked for the state, for the school systems, I was riding 10 to 15,000 miles a year, and for a bike, that's a lot. That's a lot. Most people are weekend people that ride 100 miles a month, right? I was riding 10 to 15,000 miles a year, and I really miss that. I did a lot of open road time. The good news about that is, though, I'm very, very safe on my bike because I have spent that time. I'm not just every other weekend getting on a bike and going for a trip to the gas station. I don't want to be like those guys are the problem. That's not the case, but people who don't get enough time riding, Every time it comes out at the start of the new season is like a weird. There, you got to be careful. You know, for me, when I get on the bike, it's just another ride. You know, I treat it doesn't feel weird. I don't have to relearn anything. It's just like, cool, let's go. Like I've done this a million times. Okay, what was I talking about? Memorial Day, talking about riding. Man, I my brain sucks. There was something there. We were saying, and I said I'll get back to that. Let's talk about the bike. What was I talking about? Riding with M, going to get dinner. Um, wow, I that was something I was pretty excited to talk about. What the heck was it? I have absolutely no clue. That's bizarre. Uh, Normally I don't have a problem holding a train of thought when I do these things. So that's a very strange instance for me to just completely lose what I was thinking about. Relaxing weekend, getting the bike out. Let me reread Jonathan's comment. Maybe that'll taking any rides, out on the road, having the kids. I got nothing. I have no clue what I was honestly excited about at the beginning of this. Maybe when I edit, I'll remember and write it down, and we could talk about it tomorrow. Maybe that might be the correct thing to do, because whatever it was an interesting topic, and I could probably go on for quite a bit about it. But I guess to finish answering your question, the bike doesn't get ridden nearly as much as it used to. I think maybe last year I put 300 miles on it, which is nothing. That causes problems. For instance, my front tire is a tube tire, and it loses air. Tubes, they're notorious for leaking if you don't keep them moving. So I need to get some new tires. The rear tire is tubeless. It's on a rim. I changed that out years ago. I think I did it on a Daily Shed, actually. And I need to change the oil a little bit more frequently. It needs some maintenance, but nothing major. Like, it's a beautiful bike, and I absolutely love it. But, oh, I can show you a picture I found last week. We were cleaning. I found an old, like, 4 gig SD card, popped it in the computer, and found some cool pictures and videos of the kids when they were younger. But I have a picture here of me and my oldest. She's always loved riding. She loves to get on the bike. So, yeah, it is a getaway. It is a thing that we jump on and just go. And that feels good. So, thank you for asking that question. Hopefully tomorrow I'll remember whatever the heck it was, and we'll talk about that. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is redact. It is a verb meaning to edit a comment, thought, or written document before going public with it. You may want to redact your opinion on your opponent's healthcare policies, his campaign manager warned him. Redact. R-E-D-A-C-T. That's a good word. I mean, I feel like that's not uncommon. We know about government redactions a lot, right?